Alright guys, today I'm going to be filming a eye swapping tutorial for all of you guys. Recently I've been skipping over the eye swap tutorials in all of my customization videos, so I thought I would just dedicate one video to it and continue to skip them in my series. So today we are going to be switching this sage mold. And I'm really excited, so let's get started with materials. Alright, so first thing that we need is a bowl or container long enough to fit your doll's head upright, and I'll show you exactly what I mean by that in just a couple minutes. But this bowl that I already had in my kitchen works perfectly. It's okay if you use food because we're going to be wrapping a towel around this. Then you're going to need a Pyrex, just anything to hold really hot water. Pyrex, like what are these even called? Measuring cups are perfect for that. This one is a 2-cup holder, and I find that it holds the perfect amount of water really well. 2 cups is about accurate. If you only have a 1-cup holder, that's also fine. Just fill it kind of near the top and you'll be set for life. Oh, you're going to need a towel. This is to go with the bowl, also so that you won't burn yourself. Really important. Actually, all of these things are a necessity. You can't really skip anything. This is a wooden handle for like a barbecue sauce spreader. Just anything that resembles kind of just like a thick wooden stick would do fine. People call it a dowel, but this is a handle. Then you're going to need a metal cuticle pusher. This is important for readjusting the eyes. It has to be metal. I tried a wooden one before and it would just split and break. Metal is the way to go. This is the only tool that I think will work when adjusting your eyes, and you do need to adjust your eyes. Tweezers are just here in case you have a doll with neck strings and it's hard to take out. If you have a doll with zip ties, then you need scissors to take her head off her body. You're going to need your doll. You really only need her head. And you're going to need the eyes that you're going to be swapping into, of course. I usually don't swap American Girl eyes anymore. I usually swap Beautifully Customized because they're like, I don't know, like unique and whatever, but I am going to be sticking with American Girl for this tutorial. So these are a pair of Blair eyes. So the first thing that you're going to do is take the head off of your doll's body. This is a older doll. This is a Sage doll. So she does have neck strings, but all of the newer dolls do have zip ties. It's really easy to just cut open the zip tie. It's also really easy to untie the string. It's just that you can reuse the string. But if you are taking it off with a zip tie, you're going to need a special cord. I will insert what I use here, and I will link it in the description below. That's the cord that I use for all of my zip tied dolls, and to put it back in, you just cut a string the same length as this one and you feed it through with a safety pin. To take off the necktie, you simply just undo the knots. They're simple knots that American Girl has done. You just undo the knots and you can retie them as tight as possible when you put them back on. I like to use tweezers in case it's really hard, but sometimes it's easy to just use your fingertips. So next we are going to prepare the head for the water. So we have the bowl and we're just going to stand it upright. We're going to take the towel and line the entire bowl. This will help make sure that the head stays in place once you're putting the water in. If your doll head is bald like mine right here, I would suggest putting a little bit more towel in, but either way, you just put it in upside down and stuff towels around it. I have a bit of a tail that I'm going to use to cover the doll later, but for now, ooh, there's some cotton in there, but for now it's just upright. A little tip though, also it doesn't matter if your doll has hair on or not, it really does not matter, but if her ears are pierced, you need to make sure that you're putting earrings in your doll, because these right here, these are holes and they go straight through your doll. So if you pour water into her head, water is going to come out of her ears, and that is seriously not what we want. So make sure that she has earrings on if your doll's ears are pierced. And there we go. Now we're ready for the water. Alright, I know this is kind of a weird view, but this right here is my hot water dispenser. So I am going to fill up 2 cups worth. Every doll mold is a little bit differently sized, so just having excess water in that case is better than having too little, because then you need a refill and you do need to fill up her entire head with water. So This steaming water, it comes out steaming and it's hot enough for most things like cup noodles or like making tea or coffee or whatever, but it's not boiling, and that's what we want for our doll. So after I fill this up with water, I'm gonna take it to my microwave and microwave it for another minute. By the end of that minute, the water starts boiling, and you can see that through the bubbles. Everybody's microwave is different, so if yours is not as strong as mine, then you're gonna leave it in for longer. You can always just set it for like 2 minutes. Just watch it. When it starts bubbling, stop it and take it out. So that's what we're gonna do right now. Since you guys are on a tripod, I'm not gonna be moving you guys, so I'm just gonna take it to the microwave and come back. Alright, and then we're just going to pour the steaming water directly into the doll's head until about the rim. Since it's water and adhesion and everything like that, the water will most likely stay in their head. If it spills out a little bit, no big worries. I know it's bad to like have water in your doll's eyes, but you're switching them anyways, so it's fine. And then we're just going to cover the head with the towel. You can also place something on top of the hole just to like keep the evaporation from coming out. Something as simple as this craft box filled with toothpicks, and you're just gonna leave that. I'm gonna time it. I usually don't time it, but like, why not, since this is for a video. Alright, so it's been about 2.5 minutes and it's just as squishy as I want it to be. I think you could definitely play around with the timing if you're choosing to do multiple eye swaps, but I tend to know the squishiness that I can work with. If you're doing something like a dress mold, make sure it's like as squishy as can be. So careful with her head right now, it's still, really hot, but you just pour it back into the container, and this is when we take the eyes out. So I'm gonna be putting the towel over her forehead so I can actually grab her head without burning my fingers. You're gonna stick the doll into the doll's hole, that sounds so bad, and just push on the back of their eye sockets. Usually, I mean, if you can't see their eye sockets, that's fine. Just aim for the back of their eyes and you should be good. And if you can see what I'm doing, I'm kind of just pushing outwards. Literally just pushing their eyes out of their head. And normally I can put the eyes back in one fell swoop, but let's see, because I didn't have the eyes ready. Okay, maybe we can do like one and then we might need to reheat her head. Even though this is a classic mold, which is kind of an easy eye swap, I think I need to reheat her head because I took too long talking. If you can see now, like it's still squishy, but it's harder to squish. I am just going to microwave the same water again because it's still pretty hot. But if it's not and it's been too long, go ahead and do the entire heating process again. Alrighty, so now I'm gonna check her head. Squishy enough. Do this. Try not to burn myself. Alright, so let me just show you guys how I position myself when I'm doing this. This is the table, edge of the table right here. I'm right at the edge of it, and I do recommend you be standing up for this. It's just you have more strength. And then I have the head like this, and I do the eye that's away from me, like I said. So again, these are Blair's eyes. The lashes are going to be facing down, so it's going to be like technically looking at the doll, and the lashes are going to be pointing towards her mouth. Then just line up the middle of the eye with the middle of her face thingy and push. Okay, so I had to use the towel to get the eye in because my thumb was hurting. And I think it's because I did like 3 eye swaps yesterday. It's fine. I'm gonna try to get the other eye in. Alright. It was easier with the towel just because my thumb was hurting. This is scary. Okay, so now we're gonna take the metal cuticle pusher. I kind of keep on saying metal. The cuticle pusher, and we're just going to adjust the eyes. Just take it from the corners and push it in a circular motion. Like so. And this is the stage where their eye paint can be chipped if you scratch too hard at the eyelid. So what I also like to do is hold them down at a bird's eye view and look directly straight down at them. I know it's a little bit of a different angle for you guys than me, but this also helps to make sure that the eyes are straight. Because when they close their eyes, there's like a straight line. Alright, so after careful adjusting, I think we finally have both eyes nicely in our sage mold. Here's a better look at her eyes straight on. This is how they look, and I think they look great. I'm really excited to put a wig on her, but before you do anything else, including putting her head back on the body or painting her face, you're going to need for the head to completely dry. Check the head ever so often while it's drying. It should only take like 10 to 15 minutes, but sometimes the eyes can wiggle out of place, especially if you're using smaller eyes like the Beautifully Custom eyes. Her eyes are smaller and they're a ton more easier to get in the eye socket, just if you're thinking about getting new eyes and you're a beginner. But that's it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you later. Bye!